As we have now entered a new decade, I'm here reflecting a little bit on the past decade of dedicating my life to the great sport of distance running. The people that you meet and bond with, the experiences that you share, the satisfaction that you receive from hard work paying off are all completely worth the hardships that you endure along the way. So I've picked out 9 pictures and 1 video from the past decade that are great reminders to me of why I live the way that I do and why I put so much effort into the sport. And I just wanted to share those with you in chronological order, so here we go. This is freshman Ben in my first collegiate cross-country season at the University of Central Missouri. I was just trying to be a sponge and soak up everything that I could from amazing teammates and coaches. I was hanging on for dear life through most of our training, but I loved every bit of it, and fortunately I found myself in a position to help the team win a conference title, win the regional title at home, and qualify to the national meet in Louisville, Kentucky. So these were some of the guys that helped pave the way for me and helped create a very successful collegiate experience for me. So now fast forward to the fall of 2013 and my last collegiate cross-country season ever as an athlete as a part of a team. This team went out with a bang by winning our 3rd conference title in 4 years, which was also by only 1 point, and then we went on to qualify for the national meet in Spokane, Washington. Now, I've been a part of so many different teams as an athlete and a coach, and every team is a little bit different, but this remains one of the favorite teams that I've ever been a part of. So it's really tough to be brief with this next one because I'm not sure that I'll ever do anything that will top this as my favorite personal achievement in distance running. This was my very last race ever as a collegiate athlete, and it was really a culmination of years of hard work and a level of fierceness and competitive drive that I wish I could channel more often. Before this race, the highest I'd ever placed in the outdoor conference 5K was 17th, and I was seated 11th going into this race. Even though I had run a personal best in the 10K the night before, I wasn't really happy with the way I raced, so that was just helping me bring a little bit more fire into my last race ever in the 5K. I had the lead until about 250 meters to go, but couldn't quite hang on for the victory, which would have been an enormous upset in the conference. I felt like the entire crowd and infield was on my side during this race, and I have mental images of this race that I will never forget because it was that exciting and intense. To this day, I can say that was my best competitive effort ever in a race.
Lead pack, it's very exciting. You don't normally see a pack this big at a pace this hot, this late in the race.
I think to give you an idea how fast they're going, look at the 2 guys trying to hang on.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy in the orange is all out. I mean, this is everything he can to try to hang on, and he's going to run a great time. This is a good men's time.
In that video you just watched, I was the guy in the orange that the announcers mentioned, and that was at the 2018 Houston Half Marathon. This race is a very close second to my favorite personal running achievement, right next to the 5K that I just explained. This race was the culmination of every single star aligning for me to run fast, and me being as prepared as possible to take advantage of it. My mom was there to support me during the trip, and while she may not know the most about distance running, she knew that this was an extremely special race for me, and we shared a really great hug after the finish. It just happened to work out to where I was running next to the lead women's pack, which were some of the best distance runners in the world, and I got a lot of camera time, so my dad got to easily watch me from home as well. Once I got back to my phone, I returned to several messages of congratulations from so many different people, and lots of comments from several of you on the race, so I was really overwhelmed with the support from the success of that race. I did make a lot of videos for the training of this race, as well as recap the race itself, which that video will be linked up here. In the summer of 2018, I moved out to Gunnison, Colorado in the months of June and July to experience altitude training for the first time ever. This trip was all about trying to find my limits and push them higher. In fact, I ran 500 miles in the month of July, and one of those weeks was a 150-mile week, so that's also a video up here if you want to see what my life was like while I was in Colorado. Unfortunately, pushing my limits that hard has created a lot more problems than it has successes, but it's an experience that I will never forget, and I definitely learned from. And I mean, it was just the most beautiful place that I've ever been to, so pretty unforgettable experience. So now on to some coaching heavy stuff. In the summer of 2017, I moved to Pittsburgh, Kansas from Warrensburg, Missouri to coach at Pitt State University, and it has brought me in contact with so many amazing people. For 3 consecutive years, our women's cross country program has won the MIAA conference title and qualified for nationals. In this particular year, in 2018, this team won the conference title with 26 points by placing 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 6th, and 14th. And that was the lowest team total in women's conference history since 1992. These women are the ones who put in all the work, and I'm just lucky to have been along for the ride. So as an athlete, it was always a goal of mine to earn a trip out to California to one of the really big, prestigious meets like Mount Sac or the Brian Clay Invite, to have an opportunity to race against some really fast people and hopefully run a very fast time. Attending one of those meets really is a distance runner / track nerd's paradise, and I was never able to earn that trip as an athlete, but this past spring I had 6 athletes earn a trip out there, and I was the one that got to take them and coach them, and that was an amazing experience. Last summer was my first time ever attending a USATF National Championship meet, which was hosted at Drake University in Des Moines, Iowa. A few of us super fans went to watch America's best track and field athletes compete for berths to the IAAF World Championships later that year. We were almost the last ones to leave the stadium, and we got pictures with so many amazing athletes that we look up to, including this fun-loving, goofy guy named Craig Engels, who won the 1500 meter title. So for the past decade, my lifetime running goal has been to compete at the United States Olympic Trials Marathon, which, no, that's not the actual Olympics, that's just where the Americans go to compete for berths on the Olympic team, which requires top 3, which I would have no shot of doing if, and that's a big if I actually qualified for the Olympic trials. My pursuit of this goal has not really gone well since my half marathon in Houston, but this first unofficial marathon was just a chance for me to gain experience with the distance and running hard for 26.2 miles. I ran a marathon by myself on the dirt roads of southeast Kansas, and although I was running by myself, I had an amazing support crew because several of my athletes went out and supported me every step of the way. And there's also a video on this if you haven't seen it yet. You can really feel the energy that they're giving me throughout the entire video. I can't thank them enough for that, and it was really fun morning. So this is our 2019-20 men's cross country team, and this was just the only photo that I had that had every single member of the team in it. And it just happened to be at our team gift exchange at the end of the semester. So this is the most driven and fun group of guys that I've ever been a part of, and I only wish that I could be teammates with them. The next best thing is for me to be able to coach them, and my only hope is that I can guide them to achieving everything that they want to achieve. Fortunately for me, every single one of these guys is returning next year, so we're going to have the same amazing team, plus more freshmen that will only add to the fun and drive that this team already has. So that does it for the 10 pictures / video of things that have meant a lot to me in the past decade of distance running. There are so many more people that weren't actually included in pictures anywhere that have made a significant impact on my journey in the past decade, and as well as others that came before this decade that helped set me up for a great decade. So the next little bonus mention is for you all. Over the past few years, I've been working on this YouTube channel, and a small army of supporters has assembled. So I just want to say thank you to all of you out there supporting me in even just the smallest ways, because a little bit of support from a lot of people out there adds up to quite a bit. You all have helped me out on my journey tremendously so far, and I hope that I've returned the favor and helped you out as well. So here's to another decade of chasing the dream and helping others chase their dreams.